"You smell like dirt," Emma said to her husband, a street cleaner, and requested a divorce. Years later, she encounters him and weeps at his feet. The streets were vacant, with only the street lights and the moon providing illumination. Alex worked as a street cleaner, sweeping and maintaining the town's cleanliness in the early morning. He enjoyed his job. After facing several years of hardship, he finally secured this job. After hours of work, he could finally return to the arms of his cherished girlfriend. Although it wasn't a special occasion, Alex wanted to surprise his girlfriend with a gift. He went to the local market, bought a bouquet of flowers, and some chocolates for her. In the morning, he arrived and found her having breakfast. "Good morning, my love. I brought you a gift," he said warmly. "What did you bring?" Emma asked, not seeming surprised. "I brought chocolates and flowers," he replied. Emma forced a smile, but Alex sensed it was insincere. He placed the flowers and chocolates on the table, then moved toward her to try to hug her, but Emma pulled away. "Alex, you smell," she said. Alex stepped back. "I'm sorry, my love. I'll take a shower," he said. He showered and returned to his beloved, but Emma had already left for work. She hadn't even touched the flowers or chocolates. They remained where Alex had left them. The young man put the flowers in a vase, placed the chocolates in the fridge, and went to sleep. Despite living together, the couple saw each other only for a few hours a day, as Alex worked early mornings and Emma worked in the afternoons and evenings. Alex felt his girlfriend drifting away from him and tried everything to keep the relationship alive, but it seemed all his attempts were futile. The next day, they met again in the morning, and this time, Alex brought her a teddy bear. But Emma reacted the same way, and when he tried to hug her, Emma told him he smelled and asked him to take a shower. When he came out of the bathroom, Emma was still home but ready to leave for work. "My love, I want you to buy me that bracelet I showed you last week and also a designer dress. It's my best friend's birthday next month, and it's going to be at a luxury venue." "I don't want to feel embarrassed," she said. Alex looked at her with his tired eyes and said, "Yes, my love. I'll look for them on my day off." Alex went to bed. Despite being exhausted, he searched on his phone for the prices of what Emma wanted. My God, he thought. Both the dress and the bracelet were very expensive for Alex's salary as a street cleaner. Besides, Emma wouldn't contribute to the cost. When the weekend arrived, Alex was honest with her and said he couldn't buy either item because they were too expensive for him. Emma was irritated. "All my friends' partners gift them with bags, shoes, and jewelry. I don't get any of that, just flowers and chocolates," she said angrily. "But dear, that's what I can afford," Alex said with a worried tone. "Besides, I also have to endure this smell every day," she added. Alex was thoughtful. His job wasn't easy, but no one had ever complained about his smell. Besides, even after taking a shower, Emma would push him away, saying he didn't smell good. The couple argued for a few minutes, and Emma went for a walk, saying she was irritated. Alex stayed home alone, pondering what to do. Emma didn't know something. He had a small amount of money saved for emergencies, and with that money, he could buy what she desired. But he was cautious with his money and didn't consider this an emergency. However, the fear of losing Emma made him reconsider. He decided to buy both the bracelet and the dress, but he would be left without money and would need to get an extra job to pay for everything. When Emma returned, he told her he would buy everything. She smiled and hugged her boyfriend. Everything seemed fine now. Alex, besides working early mornings as a street cleaner, got a part-time job at a nearby fish market. His father was a fisherman and taught him how to handle fish. He needed these two jobs to afford Emma's luxuries. Instead of showing gratitude, she distanced herself even more from him. "You smelled like dirt before, and now you also smell like fish. Sleep in the living room," Emma said. Emma knew that everything Alex did lately was to fund her luxuries, but she didn't care. Alex tried to understand his girlfriend's side and accepted sleeping in the living room, as the fish market job was only for a month. He was increasingly tired, and it seemed like he had aged years in just 1 month. The lack of sleep and the excess of work took a toll on Alex. He was thinner and often sick. The day of the party arrived. Emma looked stunning in the dress and bracelet. "I'm leaving, my love. I don't know what time I'll be back," she said. Alex said goodbye to Emma and went to work. While working as a street cleaner, he realized he wasn't even invited to the party. He tried not to mind and focus on his work, but he was very tired from working so much the past month. Finally, his body gave out. While working, Alex fainted. His colleagues called an ambulance, and he was taken to the hospital. When he woke up, the doctor told him he had severe anemia and needed to stay in the hospital for a few days. While lying in the hospital bed receiving 4 fluids, Alex asked a nurse, "Did they call my emergency contact?" The nurse looked around and, for some reason, said yes, but her tone was strange. The emergency contact was Emma, but she was at her friend's party. Alex felt something odd. Would she come to see him instead of going to the party? So he waited. No one showed up. The next day came, and Emma gave no sign of life. Alex was tired, both physically and emotionally. Only on the night of the next day did she show up at the hospital. Emma casually said he looked much better and visited him because she was tired from the party. During the half hour she spent by his side, Emma only talked about herself and the fun she had. Alex was disappointed but didn't want to argue. He was too tired for that. After 4 days, Alex was discharged. He returned home alone, but Emma wasn't there. Alex found it strange. She should have been home by that time. Alex lay on the bed and fell asleep for a few minutes. Suddenly, he woke up to a sound coming from the living room. He couldn't distinguish what it was, but as he approached, he realized it was 2 people talking. "Come on, don't be afraid. He's not here. He's still at the hospital." It was Emma's voice. "This is your boyfriend's house? It's quite simple. If I had known, I would have taken you to my house. It's much bigger and more comfortable," a male voice said. "He doesn't earn much. I don't feel anything for him anymore. I don't even know why I'm still here. Every time he tries to kiss me, I tell him he smells, but the truth is, I just don't want to have much contact with him. I wished for a prosperous man by my side, but what I got was him," Emma said with a tired voice. "You're with him because you want to. The night of the party, I told you I fell in love with you. The night we spent together was great. If it weren't for the hospital calling you constantly, it would have been even better," he said. Emma sighed. "I'm not a doctor, so I didn't go. I wouldn't help him with anything. I prefer to spend the night with you than at a hospital," the man laughed and said. "You made the best choice, my dear. I earn well. I'm an entrepreneur. I can give you the world. That dress and bracelet he bought for you, I can buy dozens in a day. You know I'm much better than him." Alex felt a shiver all over his body. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. When he heard the sound of kissing, Alex shouted, "Emma, how could you?" Emma and the man were startled but quickly calmed down. The man looked at Alex and then at Emma. "I'm going to the car now. It's time for you to make your choice." The man went to the car and closed the door. Emma and Alex stood facing each other without saying anything. Emma also left through the door. Alex was alone, sick, weak, and full of debts caused by Emma. He regretted having pushed himself to the point of getting sick to please her. The following days were filled with complete loneliness and sadness for him. Everything intensified when some people sent photos of Emma on a yacht next to the same man from that day. Alex cried for a moment. He felt small and despised. When he returned to work, he was no longer the same. Everyone noticed the change in his behavior. He was more reserved and quiet, in contrast to the happy and communicative Alex from before. But Emma would still be a shadow in his life. For spending so much on her all this time, Alex was drowning in debts he didn't know how to pay. The only way he found was to get another part-time job. He also thought it would be better this way. The busier he was, the less time he would spend thinking about her. But this time, he would take care of his health. It didn't take long for him to find a job washing cars at a car wash. It didn't pay much, but if he saved up, he could pay off his debts in a few months. The work became a refuge for him. The constant tiredness made him forget about his ex. After finishing his job at the car wash, he would go to a small house across the street. It was a small family restaurant where only an elderly lady and her granddaughter cooked and served the customers. No matter how tired he was, Alex felt comfortable in that little place. Mia always served him a warm and delicious meal. There was something special about those dishes. "I've eaten in many places, and I can say your food has no comparison," Alex said. Mia smiled and thanked him. "My grandma taught me. She always cooked very well and taught me everything about cooking. Alex was curious and asked more about the woman's life. Mia lost her parents in a car accident when she was just a baby. It was considered a miracle she survived. Since then, Mia was raised by her maternal grandmother. The young woman tried to lessen her grandmother's work, who, at 70 years old, still worked hard. Alex found himself smiling while talking to Mia, but suddenly felt the weight of the past on his shoulders. A voice told him people were not trustworthy, that any other woman could do what Emma had done. He then closed the conversation, saying he had to leave. Mia said goodbye. The man couldn't get her out of his mind. For a few months, he didn't return to the little restaurant. Alex had cleared his debts and was calmer. Finally, he felt like the shadow of his ex had disappeared from his life. Alex also no longer needed 2 jobs, so he resigned from the car wash. As he left, he looked at Mia's little restaurant. Knowing he wouldn't be back in the area, he decided to try her food once more. But to his surprise, the place was closed. He looked inside, but soon Mia appeared. Mia said they were closing permanently because they couldn't afford the rent for the house, which was very large. They were moving to a smaller place, but it wouldn't be suitable for a restaurant. "If you know of any job openings, I'm looking for one," she said with a sad smile. Alex also noticed Grandma Lily sitting in a rocking chair, looking sad. He looked at the house and thought, there was a partition where 2 families could live without disturbing each other. Alex looked seriously at Mia and said, "I have a proposal for both of you." Grandma Lily suddenly got up from the chair and paid attention to what he was going to say. 2 months later, Alex, Mia, and Grandma Lily were living in the same house. Alex proposed to pay half the rent for them. He would live in the smaller upper part of the house and pay other bills like water and electricity. In return, he could eat at their restaurant every day for free. Mia and Grandma Lily accepted the offer, and the 3 took great advantage of this partnership. Alex fulfilled his part of the deal, but went beyond that. He constantly helped the 2 women, either by washing dishes, cleaning the floor, or serving customers. Soon, Mia and Grandma Lily invited him to become their business partner. Alex's addition helped increase the potential of the restaurant. 5 years later, Emma wandered the streets. Anxiety struck her heart. The woman was desperate for a job anywhere. However, she had no qualifications, and most jobs paid little compared to what she was used to receiving from her ex-boyfriend. After Emma left Alex to live with another man, she enjoyed a life of luxury and wealth. She traveled to various countries, experienced diverse cultures, attended parties, and always bought designer clothes and expensive jewelry. Her new boyfriend provided all that, and she loved that lifestyle. However, their relationship crumbled overnight. After 2 years of dating, her rich boyfriend simply replaced her with a younger and prettier woman. Deep down, he didn't like Emma and stayed with her only for her outward beauty. Since then, Emma had lived a difficult life. She rarely kept a job because she couldn't get used to earning minimum wage per month. She used to spend that amount in just one day. However, her situation reached a desperate point, and she could no longer choose what she wanted. Her rent was overdue, and she would soon be evicted from her home. The woman barely had anything to eat. Desperate, she went to several establishments asking for a job, but only found closed doors. A sign caught her attention. "We are hiring cleaning services." Emma entered the place and looked for someone in charge. It was a restaurant, and it was quite busy. Among the employees, one person caught her attention. It was Alex. He was carrying a tray with customers' orders. When Emma looked at him, they were both surprised. After serving the food, Alex called Emma to a more private area. They stayed silent for some time until Emma spoke. "It's been a while since we've seen each other. I'm looking for a job and saw a sign that you were hiring. Could you help me by recommending me?" she asked. Alex, despite their past, remained calm and said, "I'll see what I can do, but I think it won't work because someone was hired this morning. They should have taken the sign down from the front of the restaurant by now." Emma sighed. "Well, I see that neither of us has moved up in life. You're a waiter, and I'm unemployed." Alex looked at her and sensed a mocking tone from his ex. "Actually, I'm not a waiter here. I'm just covering for one of our employees who had to leave because his wife is in labor. I own this restaurant." Emma laughed. Alex didn't care. "Goodbye, Emma. Good luck finding a job." Before she could walk away, One of the employees called him boss and said they needed help receiving some products. Emma asked the employee, and he confirmed that Alex was the owner of the restaurant. Not just this restaurant. He and his wife own 5 restaurants, and they plan to open more soon, the waiter said. Emma immediately ran after Alex. He was outside receiving a delivery truck with supplies for the restaurant. She saw that the man was wealthy, cried in regret, and knelt at his feet, begging him to take her back, saying she had changed. Alex stood up and said what they had was over, and he knew she only wanted his money. "You begged for us to get back together, not for a job. This proves you only wanted my money," he said. In the midst of the commotion, Mia appeared. Alex explained who she was and what was happening. Mia, knowing everything Alex had gone through because of his ex, now faced a dilemma. "All right, I'll get a job for you, but it won't be at this restaurant. This restaurant is managed only by my husband. It will be at the furthest one, so neither he nor I will see you again." Emma thanked her but felt angry inside because she wanted to be with Alex, who was now rich. Mia gave her the address of the restaurant, said she would be hired, and that she could leave now. As she walked away, Emma saw Alex and Mia hugging, but something else made her shudder again. A terrible feeling of regret passed through her soul when a 4-year-old boy ran towards them and shouted, "Daddy, Mommy." Emma realized Alex was a rare man, a precious gem she had once had by her side but had thrown away. She walked away and reflected on all her actions from now on. Dear viewers, thank you for watching. If you like this story, please subscribe to our channel to receive more stories every day. Share with us what you think of this story.